Good evening, good evening. Today is Tuesday, April 12th. It is now 7:03, so we will begin our Raymore Arts Commission meeting. Melissa, if I could have a roll call, please.
Robert Berry,
Present.
Lauren Jones,
Here.
Randy Crumweedy,
Here.
Pat Setzer, here, Cole Young,
Here.
Jessica Berry, absent.
All right, we do have a quorum, so if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening. It's a nice night out tonight. We'll see what the rest of the night calls for, but enjoy it while we can, I suppose. Looks like we have no public comments and or presentations, so we'll move right into committee updates. Looks like we just have a staff report this week. Go ahead, Melissa.
Thank you. Yesterday at the City Council meeting, RAPEC Choir Director Stephen Rue presented a plaque for the Arts Commission in support, or to thank them for support of the RAPEC Chamber Choir. So that is over here if you want to see it. I'll try to find a prominent place to hang it in City Hall. The passports are in. If you want to take some with you, we have a bunch. And they've been available at City Hall. I've noticed they've been disappearing a little bit, so that's great, even though we haven't really officially debuted them yet. So we'll be giving them out at the Raymore Easter Festival. If you are able to make it, please let me know after the meeting, and then they'll be available in City Hall anytime it is open. Third thing, I still have a lot to do as far as summer scene. The entertainment is booked, but I want you to seriously think about skipping this year for the Relax and Raymore contest because it's been dwindling. And I looked at chairs online. The cheapest ones you can get from overstock.com are $68, and even if we sell them at half price, we lose money, and there's no guarantee that somebody won't just be like, hey, cool, a $30 ad project chair. So if you can seriously consider not doing that this year and instead putting those funds toward maybe art supplies for some sort of a interactive, or maybe we could get somebody from the Tri-County Art League to teach a class to the first come first serve, at 5 o'clock and at 7 o'clock at Summer Scene, plein air painting or something like that. If you would like to consider something like that, then instead that it would be a lot of people could participate in, and it wouldn't cost them anything, and we can put that money towards supplies and paying a teacher or an instructor. Just consider that, and it's not something that we'll vote on. I mean, I want your approval if you're okay with it, but it's not like it'll be coming to you at the next meeting. We need to know before the next meeting. So just think about that, please, and then let me know in an email or after or now or anything. But I would like just to have as many free activities as possible that are really fun and interesting, especially to get people to come out early to Summer Scene that starts at 5 o'clock on Saturday, June 11th. The banners are up in Original Town, and you can't even tell from the road that there's a sticker over last year's date, so they look good. I think that is all I have right now.
Anybody have any questions for Melissa? Melissa, what kind of help do you need from a planning perspective?
I'm going to say about the Easter, I think you've got me and Jessica signed up for that.
Okay, then we're probably good on that. Sorry, I know that I reshared that file, and I haven't looked at it since I reshared it, so okay. I just want to make sure we're covered, but
okay, yeah. At least two, maybe somebody
Perfect.
else is coming.
Okay.
Oh, Pat's coming. Okay, so excellent.
Okay, great. It's going to be a little chilly, but no rain so far, so that's good. And that is this Saturday. Rec Park, not Memorial Park. 9:30. Okay. And as far as help for Summer Scene, I really just want, besides telling me if you have any specific ideas for activities that we can provide for our guests, I don't need anything else. I have an opener band that's just an acoustic, easy, simple. I am working on square dancers for a middle entertainment, maybe a square dance flash mob, we'll see. And then I did book the jazz band, the BMW band, for the headliner for the end. And I'll be getting the applications for the artists and makers out next week. They'll be available, so we should hopefully have about 20 spaces for that.
Melissa, how many activities would you like to see for that?
Even if we just did like water, off the top of my head, I'm sure there are things that are easier, like watercolor painting or sketching or something that people can have a sketchbook and something small for like 50 people for, at 5 o'clock, and then maybe another something else later. But really just one activity that up to 50 or more people could handle that we have for the chair fund, for the Relax and Raymore fund, it's generally $1,000, which goes toward prizes for the winners of the contest. I think I still have some gift cards left over from last year that we haven't used, but and also I do think that the chair could probably use a new paint job. I think it's in okay condition, but it's a few years old, the design. So, but other than that, I mean, it's $1,000 that I would like to put towards some activities, if that's okay with you. But yeah, if you have something that's more like sketching or, something that's maybe not too messy, that a lot of people can do.
I was wondering, for those not artistically inclined, could we pay someone to do face painting for kids? Because those kids just always love that.
Yes, I actually have 2 contacts that we could get for that I could get in touch with.
And did you say that you have a square dancing?
Yes. I haven't discussed the final details, but there is a group that one of our staff here is a member of. So it's an inn. I saw them dancing. So I asked, hey, would it be possible if they would come out? So if they can get a caller out, then they can do just like 4 songs or something in the middle between our first musician and our band and our headliner band.
Would there be any interest in like a swing dance lesson or a waltz or something along those lines, like a class outside?
Maybe, but I don't know if there's enough time. I know we have about an hour between when the first band ends and the headliner starts. And so I know 4 songs wouldn't take that much time, but I don't know if there is really, we could look at that and see.
Go ahead, Cole.
I was just confirming also that's kind of an all hands on deck event, correct?
Yes, please, everybody be there.
Start to finish.
As it says in the book, it's our signature event of the year.
Start to finish, Melissa. You can count on me.
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I know, speaking of groups, we talked about earlier, we've discussed a certain ukulele group that could come out and do something. Can we reach out to them again, or are they available, or are they still out because of the pandemic?
I would think by now they'd be more willing, but it is just a group of people that play ukulele, so if they're willing to come out, then I'm sure we could purchase a few $25 ukuleles too. I don't think we could get as many people maybe, but if they hung around for a while, that could be something to look up to. So if you want to share what you think would be the best ideas, I can certainly work on those.
Anything else? Okay, I believe that concludes staff report. Thank you, Melissa. We will move on to the consent agenda. And the only thing we have here is the meeting minutes from March. So I hope you guys have taken a second to review those before we vote. Did anybody have any questions on the minutes? Okay, if not, if I could get a motion to approve the meeting minutes from March.
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, carries 5, 1 absent. Okay, we have no unfinished business on the docket, so we will move right into new business. So the new business is the $1,000 sponsorship that we normally do annually for the Raymore Farmers Market Music and Entertainment. Did anybody have any questions? Melissa, did you have any feedback?
I don't have anything other than I know that it's appreciated to have events and people and entertainment at the market, and people have been asking for even more of that. So I did make sure that, to tell our recreation coordinator that our sign, sponsored by the Raymore Farmers Market, does need to be out every Tuesday by where the entertainment's going to be happening. So that's all I have to add.
Okay, there are no further questions or comments. Could I get a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All those in favor? Carries 5-0, 1 absent. Okay, so we will move right along into commissioner comments. As always, ladies first. Ms. Setzer, I will let you take the floor.
Yeah, just a question on, last time we had talked about like a performing arts committee. Do we need to take any action steps on that, or how do we want to move forward with that?
We will. I'll chat with you and Mr. Young after the meeting.
Okay.
Cole?
No comments.
And Bob?
A quick comment about the Public Arts Committee did not meet this month. That's really a lot on me because I was super busy, didn't have time to really work it in with Pat and Jessica. But there are some things we did work on, Pat and I worked on in our last committee meeting together, that we're going to try to bring to you and the rest of the commission as far as trying to kickstart even more sculpture. We were looking for ways to spend some money, and this is one of those things. Since we ended up buying our one rotating, maybe we can start a second rotating with the first. And we've got one in mind. We're going to ask Melissa to check and see if that's still available. And if it is, we'll bring it forward with you guys.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I was yesterday, Parks and Recs actually talked a lot about the entranceway for Hawk Ridge. So they're looking for something there, since that will, for all intents and purposes, kind of be that main entrance. So, okay. Well, first and foremost, Bob, thanks for the design on the passport book. So looks great. Definitely appreciate your hard work. Let's if we can just kind of as a team just push and share, because I know last year that it was very well received. It was a new, fresh idea, and so I think this year those that participated last year are definitely ready for the new book, and then we can kind of get some newcomers too, and so within your own circles, just kind of let everybody know that we've got plenty of passports available, and we will hand them out to any and everybody that wants one. If you guys haven't already, get into the Google Doc and sign up for the events that you're able and have time to participate in, and then I will kind of start to fill in on the back end. Where times where either there's nobody or there's just one person, I will basically fill in the gaps there. Melissa and I are still working to fill Jim Gribble's position, so hopefully here in the near future we will have that seat filled and be back to a full group again for as long as we can. So you guys just stay put in your seats, please. And other than that, Melissa, as always, thank you for all the hard work and dedication that you put in to support us as a staff. We definitely appreciate it. So if there is nothing else, yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this in my staff report for Summer Scene. I am considering, if you think that we could man it, to go through the foundation and get a picnic license to sell alcohol at Summer Scene ourselves, so that the profits could go back into the foundation, perhaps for public art. But it would require volunteers working the beer tent, essentially. But we would get the profits from the alcohol sales rather than just having a separate vendor come out. So, and then anybody who's working obviously can have a beer or two while they're working. But if you think that we could do that from 5 to 9:30 or so, 2 people at the table just canned beer and seltzers, very simple. But if anyone's okay with that, I think that even if it's just a few $100s that we make, that could go into that restricted fund for public art for the rotating sculpture program, or, thumbs up, thumb down?
Yes, ma'am.
What does it take to get a liquor license?
A lot of paperwork, but I am already talking to our city attorney and our city clerk in order to get it. There were some things that we had to wrap up with getting through the Raymore Community Foundation, like retail sales license and documents I'm not very good at remembering, or not very good at doing that work. But that is in the process. So once I have those documents, I can just bring the application up to the Raytown office, and it could be approved within a few weeks. And then that just means we have, one area, it's very controlled, so. But and the fees would be waived here at the city for that, and I'm not really sure what it would cost at the state, but very minimal.
Well, my question was, a long time ago, I used to be a bartender in a restaurant, and I had to have my own license too, and had to have a background check.
In this instance, because of the picnic license, the people serving would not need liquor license.
That's what I wanted to know, because that
Correct.
used to take a long time. Thanks.
Any other questions regarding that? Okay, well, if we have nothing further, then I move that, get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a
Second.
second. All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Carries 5-0, 1 absent. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.